Hi, my name is Richard Schuyler Nelson. I'm giving my personal relevance speech from Denver, Colorado. I'll be back for the rest of the speeches, but I had to film this one. I've got my note cards. I'll scan them and email them to you so that you can see the ones I was using. I've got my audience. I've got 4 people out here and then 1 guy behind the camera. I think I'm ready to go. And I've got my timer. She's going to keep time for me. So, here we go. Let's go on an imaginative journey together. Imagine, with me, city skyscrapers all around you, sounds of laughter behind you, the occasional car horn honking, a huge horse's ass right in front of you, and the hustle and bustle of the city life. You may call me crazy, but I enjoy this. Not the cars honking, or the hustle and bustle, or the sounds of the city, but the part about the horse. For the last 7 years, I have been a horse-drawn carriage driver. I grew up with these gentle giants, and 7 years ago I had the amazing opportunity to get hired on by our local company, Carriage for Hire. This past week, we as drivers learned that Carriage for Hire would no longer be in business. Now the media made it seem like PETA had their way with us and spit us out just like the rest of the companies out there. But that's not the true story. The true story is the owners have been running the company for 30+ years, and they were just ready for retirement. And so, I'll truly miss the horses, I'll miss the drivers, and I'll miss helping people carry on their family traditions. How did I get involved as a driver? Growing up, we had a family ranch in Victor, Idaho. We had horses, and we just had normal trail horses, not the big work horses that you see pulling the carriages. By having these horses, I grew a fond love for them. I learned how to take care of them. I had the opportunity to go to a summer camp or 2 and learn how to ride them better, how to deal with their saddles, how to take care of their hooves, and all the necessities to take care of horses. The main thing I learned, though, is a trail horse wears a saddle and a work horse wears a harness. You can ride a saddle, but you can't ride a harness. I got involved with Carriage for Hire because the owners of the company were family friends. They hired me on at the age of 18. Normally you get hired on at the age of 21, which made me the young buck in the barn. The ladies who trained me were old enough to be my mom. They were 55 and 58 years old, and they said I was younger than all their kids, and they couldn't believe that I was out there driving their horses around town. It was a great experience to get involved with. So a few of the main differences between the horses that I grew up with and the horses that actually pull the carriage is our family trail horses weighed approximately 1,000 pounds, and at the butt they were about 5 foot 3 inch. The carriage horses, the ones we had at the barn averaged anywhere from 2,000 to 3,200 pounds. So roughly 2 times the size, if not bigger, sometimes 3 times the size. And at the butt, 6'1", so my height. The pulling teams we had there, they could pull up to 15,000 pounds together. And so they were just workhorses. They lived for it, they loved it. It was a big task to get used to, especially putting on the gear, because normally I could just set it on them. This time I had to learn to throw it up and over their backs. But eventually I got used to it and pretty good at it now. So the process of getting one of these carriage horses ready, when you get to the barn, you pull up, you go and choose your horse. You choose it from the barn. You take it into the shed, or the other barn, there's multiple barns, and you brush that thing down because he's been rolling around in crap all day. You brush it, and you brush it, and you brush it until he looks good, and then you start scrubbing his feet. You lift up each one of his paws and start picking them to get the crap out of there, and then you take him over to the wash bay, and you scrub his hooves with a brush and make him look brand new. And then to top it off, these gentle giants, we are forced to braid their hair. You have to braid their mane and you have to braid their tail just to make them look like pretty creatures. So that's where I learned to braid. Then after you get them ready, you go to the tack shed and you pick out their matching tack. You pick out their harness, you check it over, you make sure the leather's good, nothing's going to break, and you bring it out to the horse, and you put it on, one piece at a time, just like you were trained to do. And then you go and choose your carriage. And you take the same care with the carriage as you did with the horse. You pull it out to the wash bay, you wash the tires, you vacuum the inside, you hook up the battery, and you make sure everything's good to go. Our main purpose was to make these creatures look beautiful out on the street and make the carriages look even prettier than the horse. And usually we got the job done. The number one thing you can't forget to do, though, is hook up the poop bag. Because if you forget to hook up the poop bag, you better believe it, the city's going to come and give you a ticket for crap all over their streets. And then the last step is to make sure everything's on your carriage, because once you hook the horse up, you can no longer get off your carriage to get anything. Then you climb onto the driver's box, you grab those reins, and you say, "Walk on, Jerry." And those are the happiest words the horse will feel that day. Walk on, Jerry. Not much can make these horses more excited than hearing that command. These horses that I have come to love and respect are muscle powerhouses that are only truly happy when they are working. One cannot fully understand these gentle giants and their passion without spending time with them doing what they love. Walk on, Jerry. That's it.